Hey everyone, welcome to 5 Minutes with Ben. I'm Ben, in case you didn't realize. There's nobody else here, so I have to be Ben. I wanted to show you a game that's pretty quick, because, it's 5 minutes. It's one of my favorite Morphy games, but it doesn't involve, him playing the King's Gambit and sacrificing 10 pieces and spotting his Queen Rook. So it's not one of his more famous games. It actually features him having black, as you can tell with black at the bottom. And this is a game he played in 1850. It was a casual game in New Orleans. They were very casual in the 1850s. And he's playing James McConnell. James McConnell has white. Paul Morphy has black. The game doesn't last very long, so I'm actually going to show you the whole game. So don't blink. Okay, so Morphy played the French defense, which in 1850... that wasn't very common. But if you want to play the French defense well with black, this is a pretty good game to know. And McConnell did something that a lot of lower rated players do even today. Played the advanced French, which is played by everybody. And they played these book moves. And in this position, any grandmaster today plays the move knight f3. Any master plays knight f3. Everybody plays knight f3. But if the players are under, let's say, 1600, I've seen a lot of people do this too. If they're over 1600, I don't see them do this. And McConnell in 1850 played the move f4, and that really crushes the bishop on c1. It's not very active. And f4 is very slow as far as defending the d pawn is concerned. So that's why knight f3, which develops a piece and gets you a move closer to castling, makes more sense. So Morphy put immediate pressure on d4. He played queen b6. White played knight f3. Morphy completed his queenside development with bishop to d7. And white played another pawn move. If you move all your pawns every move, that means you're not moving your pieces out. So here white should move his bishop out. But he played a3, which they play sometimes in the advanced French, but white has an extra tempo because the pawn's on f4, on f2, and white's made some reasonable move instead. So white's making a lot of pawn moves. Morphy played knight h6. He wants to play knight f5, but he doesn't want to play knight e7 to f5 because that would block his bishop. So if black played something like knight e7, then white could consider taking this, and black would have to take with the queen. So Morphy played knight h6, which is better. Okay, now white did it again. He moved another pawn. b4, terrible. And sometimes people make terrible moves. They don't get punished. However, in 1850, if you were playing Paul Morphy and you played terrible moves, then you got punished. So cd, Morphy played rook c8. And Morphy has the open file for his rook. That's one of the advantages of playing bishop d7. McConnell defended his d-pawn again with bishop b2. Morphy attacked the d-pawn again with knight to f5. But the d-pawn's defended sufficiently. Probably Morphy was more interested in knight e3. Okay, so white didn't want black to play knight e3. So he played the move queen d3, which stops knight e3. But it's a blunder, and Morphy wins immediately because he's Morphy. That's what he does. He played bishop takes b4 check, completing development, sacrificing his bishop, knight takes, and it's pretty obvious that when you save your queen, if black wants to, which he does not, but if he wants to, he can play knight c2 check and win the exchange in the corner and have a great position. But unfortunately, white made a mistake and played queen d2, and Morphy saw a good move but looked for a better one. And that was before that saying was even popular. This was in 1850. Whoever said that like 100 years later. Okay, so black played rook c2, which is better than knight c2, forking the queen and the bishop. The queen doesn't have a lot of squares, so he went to the square that he can go to, which doesn't hang his queen, queen d1. And instead of taking the bishop, which most of us would do with rook takes b2, instead, Morphy played knight e3, trapping the queen. Man, the truth hurts. Okay, and the truth hurts so much that white resigned because white's losing his queen. So a totally devastating, crushing game from Morphy. Notice White's pieces, for the most part, are on the first rank, and the one that's on the second rank is hanging. And Black's pieces are just all over him. That's the way Morphy played. That's one of my favorite Morphy games, Morphy having Black in the French defense and winning in 14 moves. I'm Grandmaster Ben Finegold with 5 Minutes with Ben. I hope you enjoyed those 5 minutes, and I'll see you next time. Bye.